have a down piece, my wifey. Sip the chaser, I'm so spicy. My whole lifestyle, stay pricey. As B from Phoenix to Brooklyn, I keeps it cooking, good looking. Microphone 1, 2, check it, like the fuse, blow the bomb and big calm. See, I'ma set it, pump that super on, let it. I wrote these rhymes and then I said it, won't regret it. If you fake the moves, you getting deaded. I'm that youngin' on that mission, get that full nutrition. Keep 'em waiting, keep 'em wishing. I'm that star man, listen. I'm on that top route, count 'em out, they knocked out. I'm on that top route, count 'em out, they knocked out.
I got that He-Man, Hulk, Voltron flow. If you don't know, then see your biggie boy on tour. I got skills galore, perhaps you can tell from that roar. All official sharp like a... That's right, we in the building. Dr. J.O.Z. and the Split It Out the B. How's everybody doing? In TV land and real land and YouTube land, Facebook land, Twitter land, Yo land. But yeah, today we're gonna have a couple of things we talking about. But mainly we're gonna get into Little Boosie, man. Little Boosie caught a little case, man. Sad. Shout out to New Jersey J. What's going down? But yeah, Little Boosie, man, he caught another case, and I want to delve into his situation, man. You know, minus for Boosie for messing with Vlad all that time like that. That was definitely not legit, man. Because DJ Vlad, not that I got nothing against him, but he disrespected our Farrakhan. You know what I mean? And that right there can't be accepted. You know, without no apology. That's why if you notice, you have people like Lord Jamar, Godfrey. They stopped messing. You know, they stopped messing with him. We got the building in this piece.
You know who it be?
In the place to be. What's up?
I needed in on this conversation.
Huh?
I needed in on this conversation.
Yeah. We talking about Little Boosie, man. He's you heard about his situation, right?
Yeah, indeed I did.
Yeah, that's gonna be real tricky, man. You think you're gonna be able to wiggle out of this one?
No.
What?
No. The feds got him. That's it. Once the feds snatch you, and then they go in front of a judge, a magistrate, and demonstrate why he shouldn't be released on bail. You see, they didn't grant him bail.
Yeah.
They got him. They got something. They got enough to bag him. So it's a trick bag, man.
Sometimes they give you a bail later on. You could go for a bail reduction.
Yeah, but you got to look at a man like Boosie, right? Yeah. You know what he used to, estate living. You know, what you think that man going through right now? How long he been locked up now? A week now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, he going through it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, we touched on this last night, Doc, on Don Velo's show.
Yeah.
I understand what everybody's saying in terms of like a person like DJ Vlad and how he has that interrogation type motherfucking style of question, you know, interview or whatever. But I still stand on what I said last night. It is up to the person that's being interviewed to ask these questions, you know, answer these questions. Like I said, Benny the Butcher. Shout out to Benny the Butcher. He was up on DJ Vlad, and he asked Vlad, "Yo, why you be asking police questions and this and that and this and that?" So, like I said, it's really up to the people that's being interviewed what they're gonna, you know, how they're gonna respond to these questions.
No, you're right.
You know, now if you know as a culture that Vlad is a vulture and this is his lane, why even line yourself up for it?
You're right, but this is my take on it. If you know, and speaking on last night, let's bring that up. You had a guy that had an interview and something was brung up, and that just put a bunch of feathers in the air. Why? Because you was talking about somebody who you didn't have to do it, and then you throw it on the comments. You know what I mean? Like Rella was saying, he seen it in the comments, but he should have just, you know what I mean? He should have avoided that. And the reason why, because you that's just like somebody asking you something about a situation that happened. You talking about another man. That leaves that door open for that other man to, you know, to fester up a bunch of things. So that's certain things, just like all money's not good money.
Right.
Certain things that, and especially coming from a street element. If I know a bunch of these guys and I'm getting a track record of these dudes, just like for example, everything that Boosie said, and I'm about to play something that he was on Vlad. Okay,
Right.
well, even though you know what I mean, murders. You know, once a murder, you know, a trial, you get not convicted or convicted, they can't trial you again. Okay, cool. But what they can do, which is what I'm thinking they're gonna do with Boosie, is they will bring that Marlo Mike guy up, okay, and they're gonna talk about his relationship with Boosie. Not
Yeah.
on those.
Listen, I know what you going. I know where you're going, and I'm gonna tell you this. Yeah, it's under the double jeopardy rule.
Mhm.
If you went to trial and you got exonerated,
Yeah,
they can't try you again unless they find new evidence. Unless they find new evidence.
yeah,
So that new evidence can be in terms of, like you said, the little boy gonna talk up. You know, his little hitter might jump on the stand. You know what I mean? Maybe they found they scoured a river, they found the murder weapons or whatever. If it's new evidence,
oh, they
they can reopen it. Huh?
They got to do that, and the reason why I'm saying they don't have to do that, because you got to think about it. What they're gonna do is the same way they take these kingpins and they get a person like Alpo, for example. Even when Alpo got out, he still was going to people's trial,
Right.
used as a prior kingpin. You know what I'm saying? Because by
Right.
them talking your MO, that will basically let a jury know, okay, this guy, if anything, he should know because he's a
Right.
murderer.
Right. He's a consultant.
Yeah. So that's the part that's gonna get Boosie, not the mention. He talks about a lot of things, and this is what I'm gonna bring up real quick just to show you. For example, this is on Vlad. This was a couple of years ago, right? But just to show you how he be real loose, man.
Yeah. Shit, my co-defendant killed 9 people. Fuck.
He got convicted of that?
And admitted to it.
Wait.
He was 15.
Okay, wait. So the murder charges that you beat,
Yeah.
you're the co-defendant,
Yeah.
and he was found guilty, you were found innocent.
Yeah.
Over the same case.
Yeah.
Did he take the stand at all?
He took the stand on me. For me though.
On your behalf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And
he got me indicted, but when it's time for court,
what do you mean he got you indicted? Explain.
He got me indicted. He said
you did it.
Yeah.
And then he changed his mind?
Yeah, when it was time for trial, he got on the stand and told the truth.
When he told on you initially, what did you think? This was your close friend?
Yeah, this was my son. This was I was his guardian at his fucking at school.
Wow.
I signed for him.
How old was he at the time of the trial?
At the time of the trial, he was like about 17, 18.
He was still a minor during that trial?
Yeah, because years hadn't went by. When he got arrested, he was 15.
Oh, so he was just a young shooter.
See that? So things like that they'll bring up because 9 times out of 10, everybody feels jilted. And if you've been to, jail or prison, you know that, a person ain't coming to visit you no more. Life goes on, 10, 15 years. Yeah. So, I don't know Boosie's situation with him, but 9 times out of 10, he probably feel he wasn't being taken care of his family the way they might have promised him or whatever. And as you heard Boosie just say, he got him indicted first, but then he switched up. So somebody must have got, in between them sheets, as they say.
Probably got that goddamn bag.
No, yeah. But that bag run out, and then people start, not to mention.
Well, shit. Well, not for nothing, but Boosie rolling like that bag ain't running out. That motherfucker building estates. He got one in Georgia. He building one in Las Vegas.
Vegas, yeah. He just got that.
So it ain't like his well is dry. Now, if he ain't taking care of his people, now that's on Boosie. It ain't on Boosie money. Because he got it. He flossing cars and all that shit. Jewelry and all that shit. I mean, you got it, nigga. You shouldn't have no money problem taking care of people if you're doing all this other shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't think that I just think, you know what? When you lay yourself out there like that on these interviews, and these people, and like I say, there are hip hop cops. And they're task forces that just monitor the internet, the social media.
Nah, you're right.
And they build cases off it. Bro,
That's why I said on that platform, these people need to stop talking about crime, especially you an artist. You know, especially you artists, and that's why people, they see how I'm rolling with my son, and the reason why. Not to mention, you got a bunch of these perverts out here. We already had a situation, I won't even discuss.
Right.
But you know what I mean? You get the questions and stuff like that. We done been in interviews where I had to, stop it. Like, yo, we ain't not going there.
Right.
That type of party. And I don't do that anyway because I know the real jewels of the streets is you don't talk about things. If me and you doing something, Jay, and somebody else talks about it, either I told or you told. We don't.
Yeah, it's an issue. And that'd be an issue.
Yeah, so that's rule number one. So I can't see, and that's why I said even with saying you a gang member publicly, that the mistake in that is you're talking about enhancements.
Yeah, you opening the doors to Ricos and all that type of shit. And especially, like I said, especially when nowadays in the last 10 years, they've been using social media to track their targets. And I'm talking about the law enforcement. I mean, like hip hop cops been around for over 20 years, or 20 some odd years, maybe even longer than that. You know what I mean? They change up with the technology in the game, just like we change up with the game and technology. You know what I mean? Now they on social media policing. They do they shift, motherfucking on a stakeout on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
On your motherfucking Instagram or whatever you got going.
Yeah. And
so you got to be careful with, like, I mean, I could talk a lot of shit, but you ain't never seen me pull a gun up on this motherfucker. I talk about him, but you ain't never seen me flash no gun.
Yeah, because you can't. It'd be foolish to do that.
It'd be dumb.
Check this out.
And this is another interview that was crazy.
Not at all.
I'm an open book.
And we asked that question. So you say you just keep it 100 all the time.
Bro, I don't go on an interview and say, don't do this. Nigga, I'm an open book. Well, you know what I get paid to do podcasts, bro? I'm doing this shit as my run.
Right.
When I sit on a fucking couch, bro, and give this shit, I get real money, bro.
Right.
Like, this shit ain't
I'm saying, but you can't.
This is a part of my hustle now.
So
I sit on the couch and get paid what niggas do an hour show for, bro.
Right. So you get pulled over, right?
Yeah.
Cops found the weapon. Who gun is this?
Yeah. What happened?
You keep it real in that situation too?
What you mean if the cops find the weapon?
Yeah, if they find a weapon, it's like 5 of y'all in the whip. It ain't sure.
This shit done happened plenty of times.
Yeah,
my boy gonna say that's his guns when they come to the car. Yeah, that's what they do.
They always
that's when you had the youngest person in the clique for all the time around you.
So real quick, the math.
That's what bagged him.
Yeah.
Knowing Boosie's so honest and he run his mouth too much, his own mama told him he needed to shut up.
Why
would Math ask him that question? It's almost like Math is trying to test him to see how stupid he can be or how real he can be. They talk about Vlad, but that was a Vlad move right there when Math hopped.
Yep.
Hey, like I said again, and this is just my stance, Doc.
Morning, MMC.
Hey, how you doing, MC?
Salute everybody.
This is just my stance, man. Again, Boosie had an option to answer that question.
Oh yeah.
Boosie had an option. He didn't have to answer that question. He didn't have to go as far as he went. When he asked Matt Hoffa, "What you mean? I don't want to talk about that," and that could have been the end of that.
Okay, but this is the thing. Check it out. Now I'm interviewing you, for example, right? Just put yourself in Boosie's position. I claim I got all this love for you, right? Now, I know you might be a live wire, like say a DMX, for example, right? Or Mike Tyson, where you'll just say things off of impulse without thinking first. So now by me asking you these things, knowing it could come back on you later on. That's why
that's fucked up. I can give you that. I'll give you that.
You know what I mean? How could you really be my man? You know, even the situation last night, and I'm not throwing it on Velo, but the thing is, you're asking somebody about something where.
Let me say this about Don Velo. I'm gonna say this about Don Velo. I believe Don Velo asked that question because not only was his audience curious about that question, he was as well. And I believe Don Velo had an opinion about that situation too.
Oh,
We're not going to get deep into it, but again, this is what I'm talking about. An interviewer will ask an interviewee some shit, and the interviewee decides whether he want to answer it or not.
Yeah.
You can't put it on the interviewer all the time. Yeah. I get it. You talking about people with mental deficiencies, like whatever. But again, man, when are we going to start taking responsibility for what we do?
You're right about that, but you also got to remember it's a certain thing where everybody don't have that mentality, or we will all be going, at the same pace. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you get, just like with driving, you got to drive defensively in most areas. Or
I do around here. These niggas around here can't drive. Let me tell you something.
It's the same way in life.
These both niggas right here, boy. I swear to God.
Everybody's not your friend. You know what I mean? And shout out to Velo, shout out to everybody. We're not getting on by nobody in particular.
I just don't understand the flack that he's catching for that. Like, I don't understand. Like I said, the man chose to answer the question the way he chose to answer it, but the question was asked. And like I said, as an interviewer, he has a responsibility to his audience, because his audience is asking the question. The whole audience is like, yo, why, blah, 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 blah. So Velo, and I think, like I said, my opinion, Velo was curious about that situation too, and he asked it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I just don't.
If he's gonna ask like that, I would at least respect it if he would have text Wax on a Lilo. You got my number. Text me like, yo, I'm interviewing this dude. This is being brought up.
But I'm gonna say this.
I'm out the loop with that. I just found out about that last night.
Right.
But this is the thing. And see, my thing, what I was trying to get into, that's why I wanted to do an interview with Velo. You playing a line where, this Cosa Nostra stuff, and I deal with Italians. I got kids with Italian, females. My thing is that let's keep it real. Just like me, I'm mixed. So what I talk about, okay, and I have a problem with other people coming in other people's circles talking about things and not talking about the real things. Like, for example, a China Mac. You coming in black culture, okay, not talking about your Asian community hating on us. The same way I feel.
I got you.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? You coming in our situation, and let's use me for example. Okay, I make a lot of money with different white factions, but I know my place. And if I get out of place, they'll check me in a heartbeat. You know why? Because I'm the minority.
Right.
And that's like I told them last night. I don't play that white boy shit and all of that, because if that's the case, then why are you messing with me anyway? But that's why. But I think also on the other hand is, let's keep it real, because that real Cosa Nostra stuff is a facade. Not to mention, ain't no black people, ain't no Spanish people, ain't nothing other than Italians in Cosa Nostra. So what is this?
Well, again, I don't. From my little understanding of Don Velo and his background, right?
No, but it's had nothing to do with that. This is anybody in Italian coming in, or other than black coming in our circles, even Latinos.
All I'm saying is this.
That's the thing.
My understanding of Velo. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not make this about just Velo.
Nah. You brought it up. I'm just speak on it right quick. My thing with him, and this is just my opinion. I just think he's just an open-hearted motherfucker, man. And how we talking about this shit, technically he ain't thinking about it. He thinking this is YouTube. We're gonna do this, do that. Is and from my understanding, Velo dad was connected to that type of shit. Went to prison for that type of shit.
Okay, so that's the case.
So he's holding on to that. That's probably part of his legacy or whatever that he's holding on to. But for him to be up on YouTube, he's merging it with his channel and all that. I don't see a big deal about it. Like, because niggas ain't getting together, sitting around round tables in the flesh. They're making decisions. You know what I'm saying? This is YouTube.
No. It's not a big deal. But once you mess with something where you got to remember their biggest thing, no black people in us. But here it is. That's just
maybe Velo here to change the narrative.
For example, right? That's a Mexican mafia gang, right? They don't allow nobody but Mexicans in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the messed up stuff about that. Just like getting back to Italians, okay, how they brought all of these drugs to our neighborhoods and we couldn't do it to theirs. They get mad when we mess with their woman. Things like that. Talk about the reality of things. Let's not to mention you're gonna have black people talking about they in this mob ties, is Cosa Nostra, when they don't accept us. Let's talk about the reality of it.
Well,
right or wrong.
Right. Well, I touche. I can't argue that. You know what
There's
I'm
nothing to
saying?
argue about. You go to a real
I
person
can't
that's
argue that.
they
I
don't
can't
play
argue
that.
that.
And I have
So
a big
what?
problem against that. You know why I have a
Doc,
problem against that? Because that's a part of fear. Any racism is fear. Not to mention, you're gonna come in our circle amongst our communities, okay? Get up in the mix and not talk about it, and then try to act like this is some high and mighty. That's why I don't play that Cosa Nostra stuff, all the mafia stuff. Because if you look at the reality of it, the mafia been done before Gotti smashed Big Paulie.
All right. Well, let me ask you a question.
Right or wrong? Let's
Let me ask you. No, let me ask you a question. What do you propose this man do about his channel? He got it named.
Oh, you can do your thing, but keep it real. That's what I would like to tell him. Keep it real, and that's why it wasn't the time to go into that like that. But my thing, and you look at Italians, they the closest to black in any race of white people.
Yeah, the Sicilians.
Yeah, that part. And it's a whole bunch of racism that goes on down there.
I just believe I don't believe I just don't believe the brother got bad intentions.
No, it ain't not. I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. But I said anybody that come in our same way. When I come in their community, which I work, like I said, I works with them. I works with Jewish peoples.
Right.
Okay. And
I do as well.
I know I know my position, and I know when I get a little too out of line, they'll check me in a heartbeat.
Oh nah. See, we got a different relationship. I'll be checking them motherfuckers, and I deal with a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, but okay, but
it's all.
But it's not like that. Remember, we allow them in our communities and everything. That's the
well. I'm saying,
it's not accepted the same way. So you can't fault me for having a side eye for somebody coming in our communities that's not in our communities. Not to mention, you bring in something that's false. That's false.
All right. Like I said, I don't.
Families, they was not accepting us. Although my mother's white, I'm a black man at the end of the day. I go by the one drop black rule. So my black ass will not be totally accepted. It don't matter what I do. And that's
right.
shame. What's up, MFC?
Yeah, I was about to ask you. I was about to go to MC. What's up, C?
Sheesh, I don't even need coffee behind you guys.
Yeah.
It's hot.
You on shit.
Yeah, but no, I know you guys. It's really, you have to be careful. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. You know, they talk in the moment, and you know, and the sad thing is that you got to think. You know, I was always taught to think about what you say before you say it, because once it leaves your lips, it's done. You know, and especially if you're doing something that it's still not closed up or whatever the case is finished, you know, saying something that could be used against you later on, you know, or that could put someone else on the spot, you know. So it's like, you know, whatever you're going to do with whoever, that's where I was raised, whatever you're going to do with somebody, you keep it quiet. And if the question is asked, you basically say, I'm not talking about that at this time, or blah, 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 blah. I've been advised not to talk about something or whatever, you know, and keep it like that. And whoever you want to, you know, divulge it to, you do it off the social media, you know, arena. Because like I said, again, all this stuff, you know, it's been proven time and time again, can be used and taken back against you.
Yeah.
Nice steady rhythm to the game.
In court over your butt. That's the crazy part. But yeah, man, it's just crazy how, like I said, I feel for Boosie, but on the other hand, you know what I mean.
You bought that, homie.
Oh yeah, you get what's coming to you.
You bought that, homie.
You didn't stand cold. That's the part that I was really tight about Boosie. Like, you know better, man. You seen this guy. I'm not a Muslim or nothing like that, but the facts are, in the black community, Farrakhan is top dog as far as doing for the community. Million Man March. I ain't see nobody else you know what I mean, come up to the table like that. So
Nope.
for us to allow somebody, but not let somebody disrespect a rabbi, and you're gonna see them holding court. See, that's my only thing. And that, like I said, this has nothing to do with Velo, China Mac, nobody, but anybody other than black, okay, even Latinos. You come in our communities, okay, and our little group think tanks, as they say. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have the side eye on you, like as you would have me in your community. Also, you gotta show and prove. What I mean by that is not denounce your people, but talk that real talk.
Right.
Talk that real
The
talk.
history of shit.
You
Yeah.
want me to be
I
in your
understand what
community.
you're saying.
Not to mention when you talking that mob stuff, that's a real thin line you going. Even Jay Prince. That's why I don't even like black rappers calling themselves Gotti this or Gotti that, because I know the reality. They don't like us like that.
Right. I got you.
Yeah.
I understand. No, I dig what you're saying.
No, so talk
And
about,
I'm not disputing what you're saying, Doc. But I just believe in terms of Don Velo, I don't believe that's his heart and intentions. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe he here to exploit. I just don't believe that.
I didn't say that. But
No,
anybody,
I'm just putting it out there, whether you believe it or not. I'm just saying. But how you spinning it, it could be perceived as way. Because we look at DJ Vlad like that. He's a vulture. Yeah. I can't see Velo like Vlad.
But see, he's a vulture because of the history, and then not to mention the things. Okay, I see it happen in one couple of times, bro. There's like 6-7 people, including Takashi, that got hemmed up over his interview. So you would think you're in my community, kind of curb that, gang. And these are artists, music artists. Why not talk about their music? You doing a whole video talking about nothing but crimes that they did. So what do you think is going to happen if they catch a case in the future? They're going to use that stuff against them.
Yep.
So your love for me is not there like that.
Nope.
You feel me?
Well, like I said,
how would you feel? I'm up here saying, yeah, Costa Nostra. And then I get somebody who's really with that business. They're going to bring it to me. No?
I guess.
Yeah. Those are the facts. So we can't play around. Like I said, certain things is not to be played with.
I dig it.
Certain things is not to be played with, and I definitely don't play with that. I definitely don't play with my race. I talk out on everybody, even black people playing.
Yes, sir. I damn sure talk out on black people.
No, like, come on, dog. We gotta get it together. That's why we in a position we in now. We in getting out. You know, I mean, I'm not really to get on the black white thing, but my thing is, I see how people see me, us.
Right.
I might not be racist, but I know damn sure they are. I see camera videos. I see, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a reality of what it is. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah. And dealing with the blacks in America, if you look at it, shit, we was never looked out for. The GI Bill, after slavery, Jim Crow,
all that shit.
Yeah. So for us to be in a heightened place, it should not be a problem.
It shouldn't,
because of the past history that we've done had.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, and I'm gonna pose this question to you too, MC.
Okay.
Juneteenth. Your opinions.
Well, I'm glad that it has come to light and someone has done something about it. You know, in the sense of that's something. Honestly, I didn't even know about it until a few years ago, because that wasn't taught. Not only was it not taught in school here in New York, it wasn't even taught in colleges. Okay, so I didn't know anything about this, and then when when I started research, when I heard about it, and it was my grandkids. well, they learned a lot of this stuff when they went away to college, because college has changed over the last 34 years, and so I'm getting a lot of education from my grandkids that are in their early 20s, and I'm like, really? Just like Black Wall Street. I didn't know about that. So I'm researching this stuff, and I'm like, my God, so hearing this stuff, and then, just like this whole thing with slavery, it's like, wait a minute, you're going to tell me that a lot of these states didn't tell the slaves that they were free? And then nobody was held accountable. You know, because that's the next thing I wanted to say. So, well, how many people were arrested, or what kind of jail time did they get, or whatever the case is, or was they run out of their little town or something?
I think what happened, like I think when they declared the war won, the Union Army was still going through the South, going state to state or whatever they was going through to stamp their flag. You know what I mean, so to speak. And as in their journey and their travels, they was telling people that didn't know that they were free.
Right.
You know, and I believe Texas was a year outside of Emancipation Proclamation. It was, I think it was in 1866 when the people in Texas was letting, you know, the Union Army got down there and let them know.
Black Union Army, I believe, from
it was the Union Army.
Jersey,
yep.
And I think of Philadelphia. They all got together. These were black soldiers,
Mm-hmm.
and they traveled to Texas.
They traveled to Texas.
Sure.
Let them people know y'all free. What y'all doing? Man, drop that cotton. Put that hay down, boy. Let's go. You free.
Yeah.
We going to the club.
But again, you know, and then from what I've researched, and it's really you know, it's sad all the way around. I mean, for
very sad.
All this stuff going on, but it's also sad that it wasn't even like, okay, so now you freed the slaves, but there wasn't even any kind of a movement to now let them be citizens. They're here, right? They worked the land for hundreds of years.
Well, to a degree, it was called Reconstruction.
Right, but they kept
Reconstruction
right away.
Right, but most of those people, most of these landowners and stuff, they kept it to where these people, the slaves, had to end up working on their land.
Right, now that's what you talk. Now you're talking sharecroppers.
Right.
My granddad was a sharecropper.
Shout out to Grandpa.
And then they charged them so much for the stuff, so they always owed.
Yeah.
They always owed.
That's sharecropping. But I'm talking
I
about
hear this thing where they go after when they went after they would charge you with any kind of little charge to put you in jail, so then you could still
Jim Crow.
Right.
Yeah, the Jim Crow. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was after the 13th Amendment. When they indoctrinated the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, that meant that all men were created equal and they were free and not slaves unless you were a convicted felon, unless you were in charge. So now you kept people from not knowing how to read for so many damn centuries, right?
Yep.
And now, as soon as they're free to do what they want to do, you're going to put a law on the book that's saying that it's illegal for you not to know how to read. And we're going to lock your ass up for it. And that's the only way you could go right back into slavery, was to get incarcerated. And they drummed up and they still do it to this day. It's nothing new. They still doing it.
Look at the housing with felonies.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. They're still doing it to this day. They will find a lane and plug it up.
Yeah.
Like I said, that 93.
You understand what I'm saying as far as
that
19 problem, Jay. A person shouldn't have a problem. Okay, if you come in black circles and they kind of looking at you side eye, you got to remember COINTELPRO. These are things that MSC,
yes.
Panthers that were overrun. These are positive programs,
right?
Us out because nobody else was
exactly.
So of course, and then even getting to the let's talk about the gang life. You're not accepting me, but I'm accepting you, and then you're not talking about, you know what I'm saying, how you guys are not accepting us and how that was wrong.
Well, Doc, this is how they stay in power. They create a narrative, because a lot of this shit, in terms of our history in this country, are narratives.
Yes.
You know, like I said, I'm gonna give you the biggest narrative in my mind right now. The narrative that we all came across the Atlantic in the bottom of ships. A lot of us were here before that. Not saying that the transatlantic slave trade didn't happen. I just believe they exaggerate in the numbers.
Oh yeah, big time.
Big time. Because a lot of us was here before then.
Just look at the Olmecs.
So when you look at how they spun that narrative and have us at each other the way they got us at each other, you know what I mean? Everything else that's coming behind it, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Reconstruction after the Civil War, Reconstruction came. We had our own thing. We had our own towns. We had our own businesses. We had our own politics and everything. But you had them people that didn't want us having that coming in and destroying shit, taking it away, burning it down, things of that nature.
Flooding it, like they
flooding it, making lakes.
Yeah.
That you know how many
Seneca County, I think, right? Central Park.
Yeah, Central Park for like I think 15 city blocks of Central Park was a black community that they took away.
Yeah,
tell it.
Listen, do you know how many historic black towns are under lakes around this country?
Yep.
And Lake Lanier is the most infamous, but there are so many Lake Laniers around this country.
But you'll be told, pick yourself up by your bootstraps.
Bootstraps.
You guys are lazy. You guys, and these are
exactly.
If you don't know, you'll believe the hype.
Listen, that's why, like, by the time my people from South Carolina, my mom grew up on a sharecropper farm. My mama ain't seen fucking indoor plumbing until she went to middle school.
Shout out to Mom Dukes.
You know what I'm saying? She just had a birthday too.
With your ass, Jay.
Yeah. But for my people, what they thought when my uncles and my older cousins came out of South Carolina, they made their way to New Jersey. They said we gotta have our own.
Yep.
We're gonna make sure we have our own. We ain't gonna have to rely. Our kids ain't gonna have to come up like we came up. And my people did what they did in the 50s, the late 50s through now to this day, to make sure that we're good as a family. Their kids ain't wanting for shit. Their kids know how to take care of themselves. The kids got an ethic of work and and go get it. You understand? They came up. I can't even imagine how I can't imagine how living like that. What she used to tell us, how poor they were.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine that shit. Mm-hmm. And then for my mom in particular to come up here, find her way into the GM plant and start stacking her money. My mother worked for GM for 41 years.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. God bless.
My mother was building S10s and fucking Blazers in the Linden, New Jersey plant. Mm-hmm. You understand? My mother put it in. But what my mother did with her money, she ain't trying to catch ladies' night at the club on Saturday night, none of that shit. My mother stacked her money and bought real estate. Mm-hmm. That's all she did.
No, I thought that was mine.
That's all she did.
Yeah.
Because she wanted better for us.
Right.
And it was
a legacy that you leave for your children.
Yeah. And she wanted to make sure that we were in a position where we can take care of ourselves. Not only did her real estate investments take care of us and put us in the position we're in her retirement, outside of her pension, my mother was living like a fat rat.
Right.
She's good. She's taking care of herself and her children.
Yeah, but she sacrificed. She sacrificed
that shit.
Yeah.
And that's what people got to get back to, especially in the black community.
Yeah, it ain't like it can't be done. Because listen, history shows us that we had our own Black Wall Streets, all of that. We had our own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like we can't do it. But the question remains like, okay, you got it. What you gonna do with it? You gonna stand on it? You gonna let them come run through and take it?
Yeah, but you can't blame people at the time because one day was out.
No, exactly. But we're in a different time now. We know better. We know them people were operating on putting fear in our heart. Man, I ain't scared of nobody that's scared of me because they more afraid of us than we are of them. The truth be told.
Facts.
Okay, so we're in a better space in terms of that type of shit. I dare one of these motherfuckers to come after mine. You'll kill me. You'll kill me taking mine. You ain't gonna manipulate me because I didn't know how to read and I didn't understand contracts and I didn't understand zoning and this, because that's how they got our people. That's how they got to take our people's land, because our people didn't have the understanding of contracts, of deeds, and all that. We got that now.
Yeah.
We got that, man. We got our own
was
lawyers.
colluding together, so they couldn't even go, even if they wanted to go to try to get help from somebody, you know, from the county or something. Everybody was all in it together.
Right.
So you didn't get that help.
Right. We don't have that problem no more. We don't have that problem no more. Because we got people in position too. We have people in position.
Yep.
So now, like I said, come try to get mine. You gonna kill me trying to take mine.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. I know better. I know better. You legally you can't do this, and I can show you can't do this legally. You're gonna have to take it by might, and I'm willing to fight for it.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. You know, like I said, when back then they were manipulated.
Yeah.
They were spun into, you're breaking the law if you don't give it to us.
Well, see, that's the other
Eminent
thing
domain.
too. Why they always tell you to be, especially in the last 10 years or less, they've been warning everybody to be careful, because you have your scammers out here that will steal your deed. And you don't even know about it. And your house has been, someone bought it and sold it, and now you got.
Oh no! Let me tell you how you. Let me tell you how you circumvent that shit. You put your shit in a trust. We got 9 pieces of real estate, and I got 9 deeds in a trust. You're not going to get through that trust.
Yeah.
So you come on and try to get my shit if you want. You're gonna go to jail. You're gonna go to jail. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Mama showed me that's mama's cooking, as Kwame Brown would say. That's mama's cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yep.
That's crazy.
With a purpose. Yep.
So you get tell the audience once again how you hold on to that house, New Jersey J.
Man, shit, I gotta go out there and grind, bro. Like I said,
No, what you were saying about the housing? One more time. You put it in you take your deed and put it in the trust.
Yeah, we put it in a trust. We got a trust. Yeah.
No, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know
because like I say,
Right.
because it's just more than me in the trust. It's more than my wife in the trust. It's more than my sister and her family in the trust. Her kids. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's that. So I don't have children. My nieces and nephews gonna get what's mine.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, and like I said, when we strike out, like I struck out on my own, and I bought some property in Pennsylvania, and I did it on my own. But I didn't go to no bank to rehab the house. I went to my mother. Ma, I just bought this house. Blah 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 blah. What you need? I need to do this, that. She gave me the money to do it. I didn't have to go to no bank. I didn't have to mortgage the land. Always held on to the deed. The deed is in the trust. Nobody's getting to that shit.
Yep.
You gotta get with your lawyers, man. Your real estate lawyers, your trust lawyers, and all that shit. It's costly, man. But at the end of it, man, it's such a security blanket. It's crazy.
Yes. That's true.
Especially like if you're dealing with a lot of real estate. Like I said, personally, we got 9. You know what I'm saying? We got 9 pieces. So, you know, you got to keep up with that shit, and you got people that'll take care of that for you. You got people that'll take care of this for you, bro.
Now check this out. I got something else I want you to check out. This is a situation where Boosie got pulled over, right, a while ago.
Oh, I remember this one.
Look at the buffoonery, man. Like, if you don't know the people's on you, I don't know what.
They got me pulled over again, so I'm finna perform a concert in front of the police. They got me pulled over again. You wanna talk shit? You wanna run your mouth? You want some gangsters front your motherfucking house? We'll set this bitch off. Set this bitch off. We'll set this bitch off. Set this bitch off. Look, bitch, you wanna talk shit? You wanna run your mouth? Bitch, you want some haters front your motherfucking house? We gonna set this bitch off. Set this bitch off.
Yeah, we gonna set this bitch off, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I remember that.
biggest gang. This is the biggest gang on the planet.
The
Play
podium.
around. You know what I mean? Just like people got ties, those people got ties. So you mess with somebody.
They ties is a lot stronger. Let me tell you.
Look at O.J. Simpson. Look at, you know what I mean? Whole bunch of others that, you know, got away with something, you know, the same way they do it, but you don't get the same type of leniency that they get. You know?
No.
So yeah, it's basically some get back. Like I was telling my peoples, man, it's some get back with Boosie, that situation. You know, they didn't have to come at him like that. And what's gonna happen with him, MFC? He got a gun possession, right? No shooting the firearm or anything. And this was in California, right? I want to say San Diego.
Yeah, it was San Diego.
And yeah, they basically dropped the case on him, but the feds picked it up.
As soon as they dropped the case, that motherfucker walked out the courtroom. They said the feds is right there. They said, "Come with us."
Yep.
And he been cuffed since. And what's scary to me is the feds got him and they ain't giving him no bail. That just tells me the feds got something on him that they know that will convict. Because the feds don't touch you unless they know they got you.
I wouldn't be surprised if they pop up with a RICO. And not to mention,
I don't believe a RICO. I'm not going to jump out the window and say RICO. I'm just going to talk in terms of the gun possession, because they got pictures of him. They got pictures of him in San Diego with the gun in his waistband.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. People don't understand. It's the same way with kingpins, okay? If you're dealing with me, I'm on the East Coast or West Coast. You talk to any kingpin, 9 out of 10, they'll tell you, in their case, there were people that they didn't even know because somebody else they was dealing with tied this
brought him in, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a pyramid scheme. Not to mention, he was doing a lot of features, okay? So you're doing features with these street people,
right?
10, 20,000. The average Joe can't get it like that. But if I'm you know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I can get it. I get it.
It's easy to get tied in. Not to mention, you beat a capital murder. You was on death row. Then not to mention, you come out, you doing these things to the alphabet crew. See, people got to understand, you ruffle a bunch of feathers, you don't know who's going to come at you. Look what happened to Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's called Nigga Wake Up Call.
Birth of a Nation movie, nigga. They canceled this living fuck out of hell.
Yeah. But hey, I gotta get running. MFC, anybody want to shout out? New Jersey J, you want to?
Hey man, New Jersey J on the Radar Podcast, the Troll Patrol Network, and the Dirty Sanchez Show popping here on YouTube. Get over there, like, share, subscribe. Dread El Compa forever. And thanks for having me on the panel. It was lovely seeing you again, Ms. MC. MFC.
Hey, New Jersey J, it's a pleasure. It's
yes, ma'am.
You always bring spice to the channel, please.
Yeah, I'm a little spicy.
Everyone out there, please have a safe day. You know,
when we said that back in the day, MFC.
You know,
don't be cursing around me.
But at the same time, you know, everyone, you know, take a solemn minute or two, and just think about the forefathers. And for all the people, you know, the generations going back, craziness. Even though, don't get me wrong, in these times there is still craziness, but our craziness does not match any 200 years ago. Okay, so, you know, take a few minutes and just, you know, by yourself or whatever, and just think and thank. I was always taught to be thankful for our ancestors and what they went through to get us to where we are.
Yes.
You know, so everyone, you have a blessed day, and everybody be safe. Thank you again for watching Winning Cypher, where we always try to keep it real.
Yes. It's not 2 days. Twice.
Dr. Jaws Imperial. Money sign B. Something big. We gon' get it. 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 We done did it. We gon' get 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 it. We done did it. We gon' get 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 it. We done did it. We gon' get 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 it. We done did it. I told him once, I told him before, I got the score right. Cave Creek to Kingsbridge, I'm all city, all state.
Always I
can see you in the gym. I'm fat boy, you so slim. Anyway, we gon' win. Let's get it in.
I'm not him. I'm quick to flip the whole script, whole trip. If my dad don't get him, then I got him.
Who shot him?
If I spot him, then